Hi guys, it's DTB. I'm going to review the Spongebob episodes, Goodbye, Krabby Patties. So, it all starts with SpongeBob and Patrick goofing off as usual and being friends, which is one of the strong relationships I really adore. They do a bunch of friend stuff. This scene's funny. One day they were going to get ice cream. I know. Doesn't sound interesting yet. And they're figuring it out. And, hey, honey, I can agree with Patrick. That's fancy ice cream that nobody cares about. So, they grab their rocky road with real rocks. Ouch. Their friendship, they realized, was really nice. But, that same day, they ran into Mr. Krabs, who was saying that food is ugly these days, even though it was them. And Mr. Krab notices one of the frozen food and takes everything of one brand. SpongeBob mentioned the great thing about frozen Krabby Patties, and Mr. Krabs was excited. So he took SpongeBob's idea. He even said himself that. So then Mr. Krabs decided to make a commercial. Yeah, I know I've done that twice. At least this commercial's better than other commercials. Anyway, continuing, there is this whole thing going on. We just don't know what yet. And we get to meet one of the fishes who really is kind of not really admired by the commercial, but he has a plan for this. So he tries to give Mr. Krabs false advice because he wants money. Well, who wouldn't? Just look at that smile. It's so convincing. Only I can resist it. I will obey you. Anyway, so he meets the other crew, and there's this whole situation of them getting SpongeBob's name wrong by calling him Yellow Square Box. And they were talking about how the Krabby Patty with some purpose, which I don't really understand, and thinking that old is gross. Not really. And they replace this guy with her. That's just weird. Why would they assign a baby? I get this as a cartoon, but really? That's the only problem I have with this episode. Besides that, I love this episode. This episode was unique. So, they find things like Krabby Patty to be like a friendship. And what a Krabby Patty is like some for bait. I don't remember what they entirely said. And it's the reason pushing a Krabby Patty off a cliff. They eventually find Patrick to advertise it with SpongeBob's slogan. They go to the factory and they see. Then SpongeBob notices that their filler is sand. But Mr. Krabs is so gullible that he said that it says sand but stands for filler. Some people. In the testing lab, there was a testing. The guy said it was disgusting. But until he saw this, oh boy. That's pretty much society these days. Anyway, he likes them, but he notices a strange effect. Yeah, that's a strange effect. And so Krabby Patties frozen Krabby Patties go through the roof very fast. And now the Krusty Krab is a museum. And eventually later, Patrick starts getting bored. I would too. Except if it's YouTube or comic books, then I'm totally in. But anyway, the effect keeps going, and Patrick is just getting annoyed. So SpongeBob has to accept the fate of Krabby Patties, and that's how the episode ended. Until that happened. It turns out that SpongeBob finds out, even though it's very obvious, that frozen Krabby Patties were made out of sand. So SpongeBob had to stop this immediately and kicked his doppelganger and took his spatula back. Honestly, I would do the same thing. Pulled out the formula from his chest, like the Matrix from Transformers, and wouldn't let the Krabby Patties go down. If I was stuck in the same situation, I would understand. The people started to smell the delicious Krabby Patties, and it was left there. Patrick was in a thing, but eventually he got bored and kicked everyone out. He was super annoyed. I would too, if I had to deal with that. Like, advertising a commercial, I'd be like, "Get out now and never go back." He misses SpongeBob, and he wished things could go back to normal. Wearing pants, brushing teeth, apparently in front of a TV screen. Eventually, SpongeBob comes running to tell Patrick what is going on, which is made out of Krabby Patties or made out of sand. And this sequence was kind of funny, since they were a far distance and he called him. I'm surprised at that thing. Eventually, Patrick reveals the frozen Krabby Patty secret. The bad guy gets away, and everyone, yeah, that happened. Let's not talk about that. A couple minutes later, things were back to normal, and nothing could ruin it. No sequels, or was there? Yeah, I'm just kidding. That was the end.
That's my job. Thanks for coming. Totally out of character. I hate everyone. Ah, much better. Later.
Tastes so nice.
They taste like lies.
Oh, now I gotta start over. Come on, someone fix that broken robot.
Huh? What are you doing with this?